Cat Drop Borneo. Does the story hang together? Note this is a re-recording of a video made a couple of days ago because the previous video for some reason ended up with a whole bunch of static in it that made it extremely noisy to listen to. So hopefully this one turns out a bit better. The point being that when you read a story or watch a video or listen to any news story, the story comes through, though the question is it really complete? Does it hang together? Are there pieces missing? Does it make any sense? So if you watch the previous Cat Drop Borneo video that was part of this musing, it comes across very straightforward and seems to make a lot of sense in terms of the people of Borneo had an existing malaria level which was unsatisfactory, and they had a desired malaria level, the real desired level being 0, creates a gap, and the approach to dealing with this was to spray DDT, which would kill the mosquitoes and therefore decrease the current malaria level, and you end up with a stabilizing balancing structure. The unintended consequences of this were that the DDT spray also killed the parasitic wasps, therefore allowing the thatch-eating caterpillars to multiply and eat through the residents' roofs, so that their roofs were leaking. And additionally, the DDT spray contaminated the food supply, which ended up being consumed by the geckos, and then the geckos ended up, when they were eaten by the cats, ended up decreasing the cat population, and with the decrease of the cat population, the rat population increased, and with the increase of rat population, they ended up with the plague, and the rats were eating all of their grain stores. So in going back to the CDC, the response was to go ahead and actually fly in and drop more cats into Borneo in the hopes that it would stabilize the rat population, because the cats would eat the rats and therefore decrease the spread of the plague, and they would quit eating the grain stores. Now, the story hangs together really well, and it makes a nice point about unintended consequences when you attempt to intervene in a situation that you only partially understand, and that you look at the existing problem from a very myopic perspective and decide on a one-dimensional solution, though, as Sengi said in the fifth discipline, you can never do just one thing. Anything that we do has multiple implications. So in spraying DDT and not paying attention to the other implications in terms of, in this particular instance, the effect that it had on parasitic wasps and the food supply, results in unintended consequences. And if one delved into this more deeply, there are actually probably more than just two. Though even with the story as it unfolds here, to say that dropping cats back into Borneo to increase the cat population will solve the problem, the question that I had is, well, the biological half-life of DDT is about 8 years. So the food supply is going to be contaminated for an extended period of time, and the geckos don't metabolize DDT very fast, so it stays in their system for a long time. So if you drop more cats into Borneo, they're going to eat more geckos and die. So how long are you going to have to drop cats in the Borneo to finally overcome the 8-year half-life of the DDT that was sprayed, and the fact that the geckos don't metabolize the DDT very fast, so that I keep dropping cats and they keep dying because they're eating the geckos? And is this really a long-term solution to the problem? So there's a couple of questions, and one is, what might have been a better approach to dealing with the malaria level other than spraying DDT? And once you have sprayed DDT, and created these problems, what's a better situation to deal with the plague in the rat population? And there was nothing in the story that talked about dealing with the parasitic wasps and the trench-eating or the thatch-eating caterpillars. So it appears that that might go on for an extended period of time. And it's kind of consistent with the idea that the majority of today's problems are the direct result of yesterday's solutions. We are just not very good at it. So hope you found this of some interest, and I hope it provoked some thought. Take care. Bye.